All right, Mercedes E320. I usually do these last. One, two, three bolts hold in your strut assembly. Do not do not fuck up and take off your bolt that's under here. That's gonna release your spring and it might kill your ass. First thing I do, there might be an easier way to do it, but I don't do it that way. There is your sway bar link is right here. Disconnect that. It's got one bolt on it. Disconnect it and just, I don't know, prop your control arm up on your jack just to lift some weight off of it, and it's easier to push off. And then the bottom of your shock and strut, you know, there's obviously a nut right there. You get that off. That is a 21 millimeter, both of those 21 millimeter. Now, once I pull this jack out, I can't show you but so much, but once I pull this jack out, all this is gonna drop right down, and I'll be able to push it down, or I'll take my big bar and just prod down on the control arm like this, being careful not to hit anything important. You know, you want to pry against a frame or something that's not going to break, but you're probably not going to have to. Usually I just push right down on it, everything comes down, you take off your bolts up here, and then you come down here and just pull down, and it'll come right out the backside this way. Give me a second, I'll try to catch it. All right, I move the jack. Now this is just with one hand so I can show you. I can push down on it and it moves significantly. So what I gotta do here is put my pry bar in here, and I'm gonna pull down on it until I have enough clearance to get this shock out. Sorry, I can't show you, but I only got two hands. All right, now my big bar turned out to be too big. I actually used my big flathead screwdriver, and I just stuck it right in the bolt hole, lift it right outside the back, and she comes right out. Now this car had already been converted from air shocks to regular shocks and struts, and they broke over time, so we're just replacing them. Same thing that's on there, but if you're converting, it'll still be the same process. You'll remove your air shock and just put this whole assembly back in, and that's what your new one should look like. So you see the problem there, the spring busted. And basically the exact same thing, just slide it in, slide it right in through the backside, pry the bottom side right here up and over your control arm. It'll sit right into place. It doesn't take a lot of pressure. It's just more than I can do with one hand, but it's easy with two. And one last tip, I had to do it on one side, didn't have to do it on the other. It just is retarded. If you need to make yourself a little bit of space, take off the top bolt and just fold your brake caliper over. You can take it all the way off if you want to, but I wouldn't. I just folded it over, and it gave me plenty of space to get the shock on.